Welcome brawlers, I'm the Hermit and I hope you're ready for some firepower. Because our commander for today is Iroh, Dragon of the West. For 2 and double red we get a 4/4 legendary human noble ally with haste and mentor. At the beginning of combat on your turn, each creature you control with a counter on it gains Firebending 2 until the end of turn. So what we're gonna be trying to do is play cheap creatures, aggressive creatures, and then get Iroh and hopefully just have creatures with counters already. That way we have some extra mana with Firebending, as well as another creature that we can mentor with Iroh. So we're gonna be playing cards like Heartfire Hero. When it becomes the target of a spell or ability we control, we put a counter on it, so it gets double counters from mentor. Exuberant Fuseling, it's a 0/1 but when it enters and whenever another creature we control dies, we put an oil counter on it and it gets +1/+0 for each oil counter on it. Also, if we just attack with the Fuseling, not that we cannot mentor onto it, but if we play Iroh, we attack with the Fuseling, it immediately gains Firebending 2. Hired Claw, it also serves as a way to dump our mana. We can pay 2 to put a counter on this creature, but only if an opponent lost life this turn and only once each turn. Kellan, it essentially levels up. Kumano faces Kakasan or Echin of Kumano. It's a saga, but it also puts a counter on another creature, so if we corp Kumano faces Kakasan into one of our 2-drops, they enter with a +1 counter and they gain Firebending with Iroh. Reckless Lucky, Brazen Collector as first strikers, also Rahilda. If it deals combat to our opponent, we get to heist them essentially. Since we have enough basics and we are running a decent amount of Firebending with Iroh, we can play Shao, the Moonslayer. We pay 7 mana to put a Conqueror counter on it, and then it becomes a Blood Moon, which we also run, as well as Magus of the Moon. And Winter Moon, of course. Then we have some more counter synergies. Runaway Steamkin. It gets a counter whenever we cast a red spell. And then we can use 3 counters to add 3 mana. Death Gritter's Champion. It has dash and backup 1, as well as double strike, so being able to use backup means that we can put the counters on Iroh, it grows even bigger and it can mentor something even bigger. We also have Pyrogoyf and a couple of red planeswalkers in Chandra Ghost. And because we are firebending the most in this deck, we have Leyline Tyrant and Electro, also known as Bayo, because they allow us to keep our red mana, and then when they die we can use it to deal X damage to our opponent, or it put the Tyrant to any target. Then we are also running a couple of Rokus, the Legend of Roku and Avatar Roku Firebender. The Firebender just makes it so that we can pay 3 mana to boost one of our creatures +3/+0, and we can use it before combat, so again Iroh becomes even bigger. That's also why we run Armed Scavenger. It gives us a variety of equipment. Hopefully one of them can give a little boost to Iroh. Other than that, we have a bunch of red removal, Chain Lightning, Ghostfire Slice, Soul Sear, Suplex, Abrade, Cast into the Fire, Show Aside. And we have from Alchemy, Stormforge Armor. It's an equipment, it equips for only 3 life, and whenever equipped creature attacks, we make a Bolt Lightning. Obviously, Bolt Lightning sacrifices itself at the end of the turn, so but it's still nice to just get for 6 more damage every turn. So that's the deck. Now let's get into the queue and show our opponents our Draconic Destiny. Against Terra, Reanimation Terra, I think we can do some work with this hand. If we draw our 4th land, okay, opponent mulligans, maybe they are trying to get a dork. Let's play the Engineer, I think. Then after that we can play Krasa with the counter with Riot and activate the Engineer to give it haste. Ooh, they dumped their sneak attack. Okay. Yeah, if we drew our land, we can play Iroh. And because all of these have firebending, we just make a dragon with it. GG's. Okay, bye. They start with a Sanctum. Tap target creature, okay. It costs 1 mana at some point. Airbender. Yeah. I think we play Koro Koro. Give it case and off to Dragon Mantle once. Opponent is taking a lot of damage here. If they don't get a shrine that gains them life, we might win. This is only a 3-4. I guess they are playing all the basics they can because of the Kyoshi Island. Here we play Magus of the Moon, see if they have something. If they play a counter spell, tap out. Okay, press down. So let's smite that guy. Yep, we had lethal. GG's. Drana and Limbala. For toughness is kind of a lot. Maybe they run a bunch of removal. The Salt Stone. Let's see what Roku gives us. Lands and Kumano. Races Kakasa. Okay, they eat their own Loran so that they can use it again with the vacuum. Iroh comes back stronger. Now with Firebending too. I think we upgrade the hover ship. It didn't keep track anymore because it's because we sent Iroh to the command zone.
Even the gods cannot escape my wrath. My life will support yours.
We
You
strike
will not need
Elspeth, then play FOMO, draw 1, plus 5 slice. And we slice Elspeth.
I have not given up the fight.
Okay, they sacrifice. They do get some creatures. Right. I guess they chose that for Riot. Oh, those are their blocks. And it was all rats all the way. Let's play the mountain. Yeah, how many rats was that? 3, and then even more with.
Let me remind you to fear those born. I hope your hearts are racing.
Yeah, I think opponent win this one.
Never forget the home we lost.
I needed to upgrade. Yeah, I needed to upgrade Ghost Vacuum instead of Spacecraft there.
I'll make the most of the little time I have. We can win this together.
GG's, I guess. Leo Balls. Start with the Lucky, then the Sages, then the Warboss. Mana Leak. Ooh, that was a virtue. Which means we get to Magus. And yeah, opponent concedes. GG's. Errant and Giada. I think we need to Ascension. Or Spike. Sure. Yeah, they're gonna have all the counters they can, probably. And some removal to pair with that. So, let's see what we can resolve, actually. Sure. Let's resolve Iroh while we can, even though we lose out on the haste value. I think it's worth it. Wrath of God, never mind them. The command zone. Opponent has memory deluge. Do they get a 1 mana counter spell? No. But maybe Path to Exile, Swords Plowshare. Chiton executes one. I think we will spend 5 mana on damage to our opponent. Oop. I'll send for the 1 damage. Okay, let's play the Goblin then. And Jow. Scolding for the general. What is opponent thinking about getting? Yeah, okay. They didn't have anything. And we have lethal with 10 of the Bugbear. Well, I guess on board we just have lethal. Attack with everyone, they block 2. But even if that wasn't enough, we have the 10. Good game, Serran Tanqueada. Against Azula. We submit and send. I think Engineer. Let's play Inti and give it haste. They sent away Spellbearers. We are going to decline. out, opponent. Thank you. Thank you so much. I guess they are trying to find Sorrel team. They didn't get it. Or maybe they got something for it. But we will play Blood Moon. Now opponent has mountains. One island. They bounce the Blood Moon. Fair enough. I guess they can give Azula haste. And if they have another land, maybe they can remove 2 creatures. I guess even if they have just Lightning Strike, they can do that. But they instead play Expressive Iteration. Yeah, either they have removal or they have a counter spell for Blood Moon. Either way, we win, I think. They can't possibly have both. Yeah, they realized we were gonna play Blood Moon again. So, good games, Azula. The uncle is better than the niece. Instral. Serum Snare. I don't think we won it. I guess we could have proliferated, but another counter on the caverns doesn't prove it in any way, shape, or form. Anger of the Gods.
save you once, then it's back to my quest. Together we can shift the current.
Brawl, we should attack. Here.
Stop touching my fur!
Let's enthusiasm. And Regan
This is an
Runner.
unexpected outcome.
Hopefully this means we can either make a dragon or Ember Clip. Maybe Ember Clip is lethal here. Not quite. And then play Ral again.
Out of my way!
Makes
Musculate on a mission.
Dark.
Water dog, we need some help.
Yeah, this is bad for us. Yes. Against Ugin. Opponent is taking their time. We need to kill that in response to the trigger. That way they don't have anything to seek. Maybe they did. Horse escape. I think. And the Avatar Roku is colorless. Good thing to keep in mind. Simulacrum. Yeah, what can they have here? I guess they need to have Yggdrasil. That also helps. Serpent and another creature that blocks. I guess that doesn't save you, opponent. GG's. Kind of didn't because it's Sugi. So. Ashok, Nightmare Weaver. What is that? Sorority? Maybe Pact of Negation? No. Yeah, Pact. Not Force, Pact. Baleful Strix. Guess we will try to gain some value out of Wintermoon, but it might take a while to stop our opponent's plan. Ooh, another tap land. Flare of Malice? Maybe. Spell Snare. That's fine though. Now the novel will grow for a while. And they finally have a basic here. So let's play Mano, Heart Claw, and we're gonna put a counter on the Claw. They push the noble. We still get the counter because Kumano does 1 damage. Let's play Goro Goro. And it was Sorority all along. I guess if they play Ashok here, we might be home free to play Iroh. And we will only get... Okay, they don't, so... I guess we play Bolter and Thrillseeker. Back up onto Etchings of Kumano. Bigger Triumph on the Claw. Did they discard? Oh, I guess they sent Sinking Stupor. Yeah, they didn't. That was good on them not taking damage. They still have a chance to beat us yet, so... Yes. They return Etchings. So if we get a land, we can play it, attack with Iroh and the Thrillseeker, sacrifice the Seeker to kill the Ace. And that is obviously with the idea that they don't have a counter spell in their hand. Dragon Mantle. Yeah, I don't know if that was the best plan, but it made sure Jace was gone. No card advantage for them, because that's how they get back.
Dreamer and sculptor.
Oh, bloodthirsty. They block. Will they play something from our exile? Okay, so this is the extra time, right? And loses 3 life, 2 life from Grasp. Good. Thundering Raichu. We dump our hands. No attacks.
Exquisite suffering.
And shove aside. That shielded from opponent. I think we will concede to that. Yep, good games. Atris. Guess that's either an extra turn or saw it coming. But which one? Hold them multiverse. Okay, I didn't expect that one. And I think we send Tyrant away to the blood. Airtie and they killed Hypora. We resolved the armor, we're in good shape. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Okay, they just keep Damnation. Reach the multiverse. Ooh. Guess that's good enough to beat us. Not what I expected. We're gonna slice opponent. Hit them for 9. Well, I guess 7 and they block 3. They go to 7, they block 3, they take 6. I know math. Probably. Him died whale. Guess we should start with bio. They start with Damnation, we pay 1. Opponent plays Roscoe. And that's the game. Yeah, we were gonna conjure. Roscoe just came a little bit late. Otherwise they would have gained some life out of it. Maybe even proliferated the clock with the whale, but such is the game. Good games. And that's gonna be it for today. Iroh is an interesting one. I mean, unfortunately, because the way matchmaking works, most of the cards we want to play with him are gonna be cards that have heavyweights in the matchmaker, and that's why we got into games with really strong opponents. We were able to beat some of them, but when our opponent is playing control and they just manage to get the right answers at the right time, we just lose the game, even though... So if the game ends fast enough, we get the fast enough hand, we just beat our opponents, but if not, against control we saw that we just got into really long games where we were just not able to win after some point. That's just the way it goes with aggro, and obviously Iroh, being a mentor, having haste, is just an aggro commander, but like I said, the fact that we pair against some of the better decks in the format means that you are probably better playing another mono red commander. There are a decent amount of aggressive mono red commanders, so take your pick. But if you want to play Iroh, you're gonna be... It's also not horrible. I just feel like there are betters for this archetype. Just play it if you want to play this, because Iroh is your favorite character, so... For now, I'm the Hermit, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.